hey guys, Spider-Man, he's having an interesting time out there in Hollywood. Now, what if I told you that there's three Spider-Man spin-offs in development, fourth which hasn't been announced yet, which is still Sinister Six, and none of them are going to be connected? How excited are you? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really
I'm
excited.
surprised you're asking what the reaction is to being told that, and I'm surprised there aren't.
Well, I mean,
Like some fans are saying, "Oh no, it has to be connected. It has to be." Like they're just like going out through these like theories and stuff on how they can
No,
have
it
it
doesn't.
connected.
It's a Spider-Verse universe, guys. Madam Web's going to be in all of them.
I mean, it doesn't have to be connected, but then you're losing out on what makes the Spider-Verse work, which is Spider-Man.
I still don't believe these are actually going to happen. I think it's sort of power play.
I mean,
Like you can't go. We're going to make a Venom movie. We're then going to have this movie that's going to spin off into an all-female universe. Have this movie that just apparently happens, and then this movie and that movie.
do you think they're just...
They're just trying to preemptively, like, they're trying to preemptively make an impact. So when it comes to negotiating past Homecoming 2, that they think they have more leverage because they're like, well, we got all of this in the works, but Marvel can just walk out, like, just enter the meeting and be like, yeah, you've got all of that in the works, but it all looks like shit.
Well, I mean,
So kind of just sign the contract and let us keep doing what we're doing, because
but
this is actually
the big
work.
fear is the fact that Venom is happening, whether we like it or not. That movie is gonna happen. But I don't trust Black Cat or Silver and Black to happen, and nobody wants that to happen. Like, it doesn't sound good.
I'd go see it if the trailers made it look good, but I mean,
No.
I've no interest in seeing it at the moment. Like
No
the trailers
one
would have
does.
the trailers would have to look fucking spectacular to make me interested in seeing this movie.
Yeah,
Like it would have to look like an Oscar winner.
like,
Well, you ain't going to get that from Sony.
Of course you're
I
not.
mean, Sony doesn't have the money in their budget for the movies division, so they're literally going out there and saying, well, we got this one property we're going to hinge on. We're going to make all these movies that revolve around Spider-Man without revolving around Spider-Man, and then they're expecting people to go see it. So, like, when that commercial hits, I can't picture a Spider-Man movie. How do you pitch that but not show Spider-Man? Like, you don't. Like, it just doesn't. It's like trying to sell a Captain America movie that doesn't involve Captain America. Like, how the fuck do you even do that? Like, no one's going to be interested in that
Yeah,
shit.
it's the Bucky Barnes movie, but Captain America's never involved. So it's just a kid fighting in a
Yeah,
war.
like, I don't...
Well, at least
With
with
an eye
Bucky,
mask.
you can do Winter Soldier. Like, you're fine with
Right,
that.
because that's also...
You still kind of have to have some Captain America ties.
I
to
mean,
it.
you kind of... He is the tie himself. Like, you don't need anything else but him.
Yeah, so how do you
Okay.
handle, like, character like Black Cat and Silver Sable, which, to begin with, their fan base is so small that it doesn't even matter, so... And then the
Yeah.
general audience
Oh,
is
imagine
no...
now they try and do the Agent Aunt May movie without having Peter in the movie.
Well, they're already...
That's what it
They're
would
still
be
trying to
like.
do the Sinister Six
Kraven,
movie.
aren't
That's
they?
still in development. I know that, so... I mean...
The Sinister Six movie needs to be like the fourth Spider-Man
Yeah.
movie. Like that needs to be what it builds up to. Maybe
It
can
needs to
have-
be the sixth.
Well, the sixth would be perfect, but I'm going by Sony's complete lack of patience.
Well,
But like for like the Black Cat movie, are they gonna go with the like original origin where she just inherited her powers, or are they gonna go with they were trying to develop a new
So
super
that's
soldier
apparently-
program,
She's just human.
no, apparently it's Norman Osborn who's developing a super soldier and he wants his tech back or whatever the hell.
So they're doing Ultimate Spider-Man. but with
Yeah.
Black Cat. Oh.
It sounds like basically what they were setting up with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 anyway. Like they just
But
haven't changed
here's
their
my-
plans. They're just going to change
Here's
the
my
cast,
biggest
that's
issue
it.
with all this, and like this is the biggest issue. You're going into a spider-less world, right? Any character Sony's putting in these movies are probably not appearing in the MCU, so they're gonna rob us of characters like Norman Osborn, which that sucks. So I don't want that either. Like it's like who are you gonna have left for the MCU?
I'm okay with not having Norman in this new universe because he's been so overused now at this point. Like Amazing Spider-Man 2 kind of ruined the character for me. I'm fine with not having him in it.
TASM 2 didn't use Norman Osborn, though. Oh, no,
Well,
it did, didn't it? Yeah.
It
They'll
did. He
use
was
it.
like
Pardon
dying
me.
AIDS goblin.
Head in a
I
jar.
forgot
Head
about
in a
that.
jar.
Oh yeah, in the head in a jar.
Yeah.
So now, now just have this movie and like Norman Osborn's in it, but he is just like Nixon's head in a jar from Futurama talking. That'd be amazing.
It's just
Or give him little robot spider legs, so he's like Pretorius in the Mask animated series.
God damn it. I don't know, it's just I'm feeling that this entire Sony thing, like you said, is a power play, but it's a power play where I can fucking tell your bluff. So if I can tell your bluff,
Anyone
Kevin
can.
Feige's probably going to bed laughing at you every night because come on. Like you couldn't even remember, by now we were already by now in 3 weeks we were supposed to be watching The Amazing Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you sure did announce like 6 movies and none of those happened. I don't want this to happen. Nobody wants this to happen. Hell, I think Sony doesn't even want this to happen, but they need it to happen, and that's...
I'll be surprised if Disney doesn't find a way to stop it. Like,
I mean,
Disney lawyer up and just throw the book at them.
Well, they're kind of trying with the animated movie.
That's the only one, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're this desperate to have a female-led movie in the Spider-Man sort of universe, even though it's not connected. Why can't they just do like the original Spider-Woman, who was not connected?
Because they
in
don't
any way?
own the rights to Spider-Woman.
Oh bugger! Well, does Marvel own that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
Marvel
she's
should
part
just
of
do
Hive.
it.
Like,
Yeah,
Jessica
because,
Drew was
like,
part of Hive,
Spider-Woman-
so she has
yeah.
nothing
Shit,
to
was
do
she?
with Peter Quill.
Yeah, she wasn't.
I never actually-
She doesn't really have any ties to Spider-Man at all.
I never read those comics. I just had an old VHS tape of the animated series when I was a kid. So that's
The
all
rumors
I know.
are also that Spider-Woman might be in this Sony thing. So could that be one of those exchange things? Because we know they probably worked out a good deal of those, so...
Unless the 1610 Jessica Drew counts.
That's
that-
probably the route they
Yeah.
take, I assume. It's...
Because she
I
technically
think
is a clone of Peter, so
If they want to do all
they
these
would have the
spin-off,
first transgendered spider person.
that's true. Get your
Honestly,
sandwich out there.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. As much as I didn't like the direction that Amazing Spider-Man verse was heading in, if you're gonna do this whole thing, just make a spin-offs of that and bring Garfield back. At least then you have something established. Like,
yeah,
ugh.
yeah, and there were things that genuinely worked in that franchise. Like I still do quite like the first one.
You know what
I mean, the second one visually.
What I
is
really
better, but
want
obviously,
is
in terms of
like
structure,
here's the story I want. The Man in the Hat, right? Like from Amazing Spider-Man 2. Turns out the entire time he was an android, and the next movie we get is the Amazing Spider-Man Covenant, where it retcons everything to be a bunch of bullshit. I mean, that just sounds perfect to me.
You need to let that movie go and stop.
Yeah,
reminding
fuck
me.
that movie. Oh my god.
I was like,
I can't believe they
recognise
set that up.
second.
The balls on Sony though to set up that character for 2 movies and not pay any of it
Uh-huh.
off. Like it
Well,
wasn't.
they didn't not pay it off by choice.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but 2 movies have set up. It's not like Samuel L. Jackson was in the end of Iron Man 1, doesn't introduce himself, has a cameo in Iron Man 2, and you still don't know.
Oh, I'm still waiting for Samuel Stearns and all that shit to get paid off. Wah, 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 wah. Damn Universal.
What about
There's
Gravity?
a lot of stuff that won't pay off though. Like Pepper Potts probably won't be in the MCU ever again. And, like,
She's
so
in
that
Infinity
whole-
War, isn't she? I thought the Russo said she was
Apparently.
coming back.
I thought Gwyneth Paltrow left in time.
Oh, apparently she'll be back.
Oh, sweet. She must.
Because
have
she was
renegotiated their
actually,
contract then.
she shot scenes for Civil War, but they removed them on the cutting room floor, being like, I took away too much, so
Yeah.
damn.
Oh, fair enough.
So yeah, Spider-Man. We'll
Fair enough.
talk more about how Sony's effing that up real soon.